So hello, good evening, everyone. Today we have the opportunity to talk with Dr. Abhimanyu, and he has passed his Section 2 exam in July, and he has appeared for the international exam. He's currently working as a consultant at Astor Hospital in Dubai, and he's going to share his experience about the FRCS urology journey. So, Dr. Abhimanyu, thank you so much for taking out time on a weekday. We will be very happy if you can share your experience about your FRCS journey, starting from your Section 1. When did you appear for it? And what was your reason for FRCS? Was it just for personal achievement or was it for your professional growth? So everything we want to know from you. Over to you, Dr. Abhimanyu.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I started my FRCS journey in the view of shifting to UK, to be frank. So I gave my Part 1 examination in 2021.
Yeah.
And after that, I couldn't progress. I could not give Part 2 because of multiple reasons. The practice was difficult and everything. So once I came to Dubai, I thought of completing my journey and I gave this Part 2 twice actually. First time I could not make it through. I gave it in 2023, I believe. Then 24 exam was cancelled and finally go through in 25. Now, as far as future is concerned, I'm not planning for UK at the moment, but yes, I had to finish it.
So regarding this FRCS, the value of FRCS in Dubai. So everybody talks about this, and I think holds a really great value for a consultant who has an FRCS qualification, who is working in Dubai versus somebody who doesn't have an FRCS qualification. So do you think it is going to add to something in your Dubai practice?
See, definitely. Being an FRCS value, it is there. It is there. It makes you a little over the others. And apart from academic interest, also, you actually, you can bring it to your clinical practice also. That's a very big thing because evidence-based treatment, evidence-based medicine is really important. So
Right.
especially when you're working in a private setup, it's very important.
Right. So your counseling and everything automatically gets better with this exam preparation.
Yes, yes.
We want to know from you what resources you used and what should be the ideal time for preparation. If you can guide the candidates who are appearing for the upcoming exams, it will be very beneficial for them.
So I will say I cannot really guide for part one because um, I had some background theory knowledge before. So what I did was only review of Campbell urology. I did not do anything else, frankly, and that got me through. I was lucky enough that time. And for part two, yes, it requires practice. It requires theoretical knowledge. It requires quite a lot of practice. And I would say for an ideal timeline, 6 months should be an appropriate period. Somebody should start theoretical practice at least 6 months before,
Okay.
and the practice for speaking should be at least 2 months, at least,
Mm. Okay.
because it gives you confidence to speak. It
Right.
gives you the way to speak because the situation may be different for different examiners, and the way you are practicing will give you all the confidence to speak there.
Absolutely. So practice is the most important thing, practicing communication. And you had a gap between your section 1 and section 2. How did you overcome that? Like you had to spend more time in your knowledge in revising those things.
Yes, yes. I would say there should be no gap
Okay.
because it can get really frustrating if you have to start all over again and read it all over again, and it takes time to pick up. It
Okay.
definitely takes time to pick up. So it should be a bundled up. Part one and part two should be as close as possible.
Okay.
And as far as the study material is concerned, I would say there is no one book.
Okay.
uh, Oxford is very important. There is no hiding from Oxford. And I would say knowledge from Campbell is also very important. There are times that you would bank on the Campbell's knowledge, theoretical knowledge, and uh, for pediatrics, I read Essential of Pediatrics. It's a very good book,
Okay.
and I remember in my first attempt, I was shown a photo of hypospadias,
Okay.
and I was shown what is the problem in that photo, and I could see that there is just a thin flap of skin over it, and that's a wrong meter. That should be a little down proximal,
Right.
but it was the exact photo from the book.
Okay.
And I then realized that this is something that we should read, and
Yeah.
it's a very easy book, very good book, and
It has so many
it should be
different
done.
you're saying is really important. Essentials of Pediatrics. We never emphasized this book in so many discussions we had. So really, we can get exact pictures from there. The concepts might be same, but when you get something similar to the what you have prepared, it becomes easier to answer those questions.
Yes, yes. As you say, Ankit, and technology is one that there is no single book,
Right,
and you have to grab it from everywhere,
right.
and there is no limit to it. Like I got anticoagulants. I was asked about anticoagulants. I was asked about the ways to stop bleeding,
Hmm.
fibrinogens and thrombins, and I was taught all that. So I was totally, I was totally surprised. But then anything can be asked, anything. So there is no limit. Whatever you can grab, please grab it.
Yeah, so it's very important, especially for technology scenarios. You cannot predict. This is one of the situations where you can never complete your preparation. You can never be prepared for a technology. You read everything, you might be asked on something which you have not prepared, but you should be able to answer them from your background knowledge that you have. And
Yes.
that's what even Dr. Abhimanyu did in this exam. You appeared for this exam. What changes you found, and what is your perspective? Like, is the exam all right, or is the examiners becoming different this time? What do you think? How was your experience?
See, I don't know whether this is with everybody else or no, but mine was a little atypical one. And the cases that I faced were very atypical. And for an example, I was in my oncology station, I was given a case with an augmented bladder having a squamous cell carcinoma and unilateral atrophic kidney.
Okay,
So that was just too much of a combination to be asked. But the good thing was that they were more focused on the management part, and they were most focused on how you will deal with the case if it was presented. And good thing was, and I would say a big thank you to you that I was able to guide through this case by just the knowledge of a cancer bladder
right.
and knowledge of a unilateral kidney with a cancer bladder, and it went through well. So,
Yeah.
uh,
So you can be surprised sometimes with these unexpected scenarios. And because we only have case reports for these cases, you don't read them in the guidelines. There is no consensus statement
mm,
for them. You don't read them in CAML even. They are just case reports of the scenarios that are being given. So sometimes you can expect them, but only thing is stay calm and just stick to your basics. Your fundamentals should be very clear, and what you are answering should make sense and should not go heavy. We were discussing this case yesterday only in the classes. Everybody seems surprised when we discuss such cases, but this can be asked. And what else do you think should be the exam strategy? Like, because it is evolving every year. So currently, the candidates who are preparing for the upcoming exams, what should they be main focus on?
so it has to be a case-based approach.
Yeah,
I realized one thing. So you just cannot read everything, and you cannot just keep everything in your mind. I did this mistake before, and I would say that it has to be make cases, prepare cases on whatever possible situation comes to your mind, and discuss that.
right,
And then discuss each and everything that comes to your mind, whatever it is. You will find everything on Google. We may not find in guidelines.
right.
Read guidelines. It is very important. Each and every statement that comes out of the mouth should be guideline based.
Yes,
This is something that you can really you can be stiff. You can be stay on that. Whatever the examiner is saying, you stay on that because you have a background.
right,
So, because examiner try to deviate you. I have seen this in my first attempt and second. They will try it somehow. They will say, no, what if this, what if this, what if this? But if you stay to that, it was really frustrating that time. But when I realized, I got good marks where I stayed to that point.
right.
So it is very important guidelines.
Frequently changing answers gives a wrong impression again. Same
Yes.
answer, the examiner gives you some different look. You change your answer, and again he infuses you, change it again. That's a worst thing to do in the Viva. If you know the guidelines,
Yes.
if you know what is to be done, at least the basic things, Viva is going to go well. So that's a very
Yes.
important take-home message. Thank you for bringing that up. What do you think? Like, there are so many stations all around 16 stations or eight, broadly speaking, eight stations. Did you make the notes and how did you make this case-based approach? Did you read any books or how did it help? And how could you prepare such notes?
So it was from Oxford plus guidelines number one, first stage. Then
Right.
I added it up from Dr. Ananda's, and then of course your classes were really brilliant. I had most of the things that I added, all the evidences, all the studies and all that. They were very really helpful, and those were the evidences that we quoted. I can say every one of us quoted straight away in the exams.
Right.
So these are the ones, and it will not end. The notes will never end.
Right.
You keep on adding up, you keep on adding up, and at the end, when you read all of them, then I believe you become confident. So there is no one note, you keep on adding.
Yeah, you keep on adding, have a base, and then keep adding on your every revision. But don't keep on
Yes,
adding till the last week before exam. Give it
yes, yes,
stop. At least give 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Stop it. You don't
yes.
add anything new. Revise the things what you have added. How frequently you would discuss with your study partners?
So I made it a little late. I should have made it a long before that. I made it 1.5 months before, and we tried to meet at least alternate days so that we could cover all the cases and we could revise them before the exams, because speaking made a lot of difference. Speaking made a real lot of difference, because many times I thought I knew. I was very confident. I was very confident of the topic from first to last. I was confident, but I was not able to say it. And then I realized that whatever is there in my mind, there's no point. I'm not delivering it.
Right.
So it happened in your class also. Totally stunned. What is the case? What am I saying? So speaking is very important. I
Right.
still remember my first when we were we were being guided to the examiner, and it was the first examiner. I wasn't scared. I was totally confident. Whatever will come, I'm prepared for that, and it reflected. It totally reflected. So in pediatrics, you already told that there might be multiple cases, but I had 8 cases. 8. So whatever they were saying, I had the answer for that. So they did not stop, I did not stop. So this level of confidence is very important, very important. So keep speaking, keep practicing.
Right. So
Important.
I'd just like to emphasize this point that 8 cases in pediatrics, that means in 20 minutes, he was taken through 8 cases. And this is what we have even discussed in the classes. You might be given short images, one image, questions, quickly switch to another question, another topic image, questions, and then that's how your 20 minutes you'll be given 8 different cases. There are more number of cases you can face. Don't think that 10 minutes is for just one case of hypospadias. No, it doesn't go like that. You might have multiple cases. It just depends on the how quickly the examiner is progressing. You can understand and get an estimate like, okay, this examiner is going to take me to another case very soon. So you have to gauge that aspect and be mentally prepared that you might get multiple cases in one single 10-minute scenario. It's very important. And confidence only comes from practice. As Dr. Abhimanyu said, you practice more and more the classes that we had with him also. We always find the improvement. Like we started from the day one, there is always a reluctance to volunteer. And then you start volunteering, you start hesitating in your answers, and then you excel in your answer. This is the curve we were attached for the last 6 to 8 months. And we found this very standard growth pattern. Initially, many candidates don't want to volunteer. It's all right. But then when they start volunteering, they understand the problems. And then towards the end, they start improving drastically. There is a significant improvement in the speech. And we have found with him, you are a very nice example for everyone that who should actively volunteer in this and how you can improve over the time. So what would be your exam day strategy? What would you like to tell them who are appearing for the on the day of exam? What should they do?
So on the day of the exam, I would say there is no studies. Have a very good breakfast. The breakfast that you've never had in years. Have the breakfast and sleep nicely, because there is no alternate to sleep. And I remember we had gone to Glasgow to give the exam. The night wasn't happening. It was all day. Night 10 o'clock, 10:30. It was all day. So I started. I put the clock 10 p.m. I had to sleep. Got up at 6:30 a.m. So at least sleep for 7 8 hours. It's very important. So when you reach there, you're totally fresh. You see each other's faces. You get to know you are fresh. Keep drinking water. Keep hydrated, and do not discuss.
Right,
This is the day when you do not discuss anything.
right,
This is the day when you just keep. Let everybody else's read if they're reading. I remember when I sat there, I think 90% of them they were reading something or the other. You don't read it, you don't discuss it, and somehow I feel you don't talk. Just don't talk. No need to talk to anybody else. Just focus in your mind, bring cases in your mind, revise in your mind, and probably bring guidelines in your mind, evidence in your mind. So steady. You get to know what's your first table because they'll put a chart and they'll tell how your cases will start. And so you read what is your first table, go through cases in your mind for that table only, and then once you reach that table, you are fully prepared.
Right,
Don't bother what the examiner looks like, how they are looking at you, or they're smiling, not smiling, does not matter.
right.
What you are saying is right.
Yeah, so sometimes they might be having very strict look, very unpredictable look, but then they might be giving you good marks in spite of that. Happen. So be relaxed. Try to stay in the same place possible if you are traveling from a distance. If possible, always try to stay in the same hotel where the exam is going to be conducted. You don't have to travel in the morning in that case. This is something, some points you can keep in mind, whoever is appearing for the exam. Anything else, Dr. Aviani, if you have in your mind you want to share?
No, of course, one thing I would share with everybody, the classes, Dr. Ankit, they were very helpful. Whatever knowledge I had would have been a waste. A waste because there has to be a guide. There has to be way to put it through. There has to be a way to know what cases can be. Whatever you read, you cannot make case in your mind. So there has to be a case, and you have to go through it, and there has to be someone to guide you through it. You just cannot speak anything and everything that comes to your mind. The lines have to be just apt. Yeah, you have 10 minutes. The line has to be apt. You have to reach the end. And with the experience of two this thing exams, I can tell it is more of management. It is more of counseling. It is more of management. The examiners will, they're quick, they're very quick, they don't want to listen too much history. And this point, Ankit, you guide it really well. When if they stopped me, I knew the next point because you told what is the next step, what is the next point. So I was not wasting time. I knew what is going to be next. I know what is the next point I have to ask. So all these things, you helped a lot. You helped a lot. The actually, you are a good mentor. The mentor should be somebody who guides well, and somebody who can take you through until it's done. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy I got you. And I remember getting you a long time back also. That
Yeah,
time I did not understand why you were quiet and why you were sitting apart, but now I do. And
yeah,
and
thank you
I would
so much.
suggest everybody.
I think we would definitely want to have advice from you in future as well. We would like to connect to you with the current candidates who are appearing for the exam. They would definitely love to hear from you as well. And everything that you shared is important, and it's a great pleasure for us that we could be a part of your success. It feels really good that you find the classes helpful. Even I could appreciate that the way we started and the way we ended, it feels good to offer something. Thank you so much, Avani, for your time. After hearing this, many candidates might drop an email. They want to know because international candidates have different queries because they have not worked in the NHS. So definitely we will try to channel those queries to you.
Of course. Of course.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm grateful, Ankit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you.